Ain't no Manti high, ain't no valley low for our team to find a good time. This week on AYL, Chad and Ria take a ride in the Manti Mountain ATV Jamboree and learn why it's important to be good stewards of the land to keep the trails open for families like this. Then, Joe Davis takes us behind the scenes of the UTE Stampede Rodeo down in Juab County. And lastly, I take Steve's advice to get lost just outside of Blanding, Utah. 'Cause baby, it's time for AYL right now. Okay, I'll stop.
I thought Route 32 went through the Smoky Mountains in Kentucky.
No, it's Trail 32.
Oh, hi everybody, welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Rossi Booth, and we are at the Manti Mountain ATV Jamboree here in Manti, Utah, in the beautiful county of St. Pete.
Hope you have your seatbelts fastened.
Listen, this trail is fabulous. What beautiful scenery it is up here.
You know, this is a way to feature the Alpine Trail System, over 500 miles of beautiful mountain trails in the middle of Utah.
Yeah.
We really should find out a little bit about this trail system and about the Jamboree.
This is our Manti Mountain ATV Run. We've been doing it, we're in our 15th year, I believe. We do 3 days of rides. We started yesterday with just an introductory ride, get the kinks worked out, get everybody used to the trails that we're riding on. And then we'll take off today and tomorrow and do 2 full days of rides. We are mostly on the Alpine system, which is in the Wasatch Plateau east of Manti, and we go through a lot of the beautiful scenic trails east of our community here in Manti, as well as some of our other neighboring communities, as well as over the top to the Farron area, Joes Valley area.
You meet really interesting people out on these Jamboree rides. We bring people in. We've got people here today from Southern California, San Bernardino, and all over the place that have seen this on the internet and come up here to ride our country. So you get to meet a broad diversity of people and trade war stories out on the trail and find out a lot about these people and how interesting they are, and then get a chance to show them what we have here.
Manti is a great community. We're the 4th oldest city in the state of Utah, founded in 1849. We've retained a lot of that pioneer flavor. We still have more pioneer era homes existing in Manti than in any other city in the state.
We're off the beaten path. It's a rural community. We're not influenced a lot by some of the urban trends that you get on the Wasatch Front. We can ride our OHVs or ATVs down the street to get to the hills and enjoy it. We don't have to trailer up and go. So it's just a rural hometown experience here. And once they've been here, then we get the guys that come back and they want to do it again and they want to see a different trail and go different places. And so we try to accommodate them with that.
Wow, Chad, sure beats sitting in the office, huh?
Well, what do you mean, Ria? This is our office. There is along this trail, with the 500 miles of trails in the system, as we've learned. But for sure, you have to understand that a lot of it's different. Every mile has its own character, but every mile is beautiful. Would you agree with that statement?
Oh, completely. It's so gorgeous up here. It's really beautiful. I can't believe what we've seen just in the short distance we've come on these trails.
Even today, there was this one sweet spot, this magic spot as we were making our way up the canyon, where you had in one spot aspen, scrub oak, pinyon pine, and tall pines. I guess if you were a botanist, that would be a pretty hot moment.
Yeah, or a fluffy dog running around with your nose on the ground. The dogs love it up here.
Only you would think of that, Miss Ria. Well, right now it's time for us to head off to our travel adventure. We're joining Zack Cipriano, where he's doing it exactly the right way. He's riding his ATV to the edge of the wilderness and then hiking into the wilderness. Let's check out what he found in San Juan County.
Hey guys, Zack Cipriano here for your travel adventure today. You know, sometimes adventure is just right off the beaten path. And today that's quite literally, because I'm just on the side of the highway and we found some hiking trails that are going to take us to some ruins. I'm in Butler Wash. Guys, are you serious? What? Hold on. Guys, we're going to start the travel adventure now. Sorry about that. Didn't want to get left behind. Anyway, as I was saying, we are hiking in the Butler Wash area of San Juan County. And while this is the path we chose to take today, there's plenty of other trails to explore in this county. Today, I'm being led by the Barrett family and friends from Four Corners Adventures.
So we've spent some really cool time up here in Butler Wash. It's this amazing canyon with hundreds of ruins in it. There's a lot of cool different places that you can check out. Right here we're at an area that's kind of a little more protected and a little harder to get to. So it's a little more pristine, a little more well preserved, and so you can really see and get a picture of what life was 1,500 years ago.
They were made like a long time ago, and it's amazing that they're still here and they haven't been blown away and people haven't hurt them yet.
So there's so many places to explore out here. Everywhere you go, you hike. It can be within short distances or longer, 3 to 4 hour hikes, and you find ruins scattered throughout the area.
With so many options ahead of you, sometimes it can feel daunting when deciding which trail to blaze. Having a guide, like those from Four Corners Adventures, not only simplifies the process, but adds more to your experience.
It's important to get a guide because if you go and you search for hours and hours and hours, you can kind of get into a catastrophic situation where you're lost, you don't know where you're at. There's so much backcountry here, and so a guide really helps pave the way and helps you understand, hey, this is where we need to go. And then if he's a good guide, like at Four Corners Adventures, he'll know, hey, this is how these people lived, or this is kind of the history, these are these kind of plants, this is how these people lived 1,500 years ago.
I think together we learn to appreciate our culture today by learning about our past and how they lived and how they survived in places like this. And then we're able to strengthen our own bonds together by learning to live as they did, exploring the canyons and finding fossils or flint and how they ground their grain in the holes that they find in the sandstone. And it's just a great way to help our kids learn.
Today we have the modern conveniences of taking our ATVs and side-by-sides right to our location, which allows us to go farther than we could have otherwise. While riding itself is enjoyable, there's a certain level of intimacy you get with the landscape on a hike. Approaching these ancient ruins on foot, using the same method of transportation ancient Puebloans used, you feel a tactile connection with the past. You can hear the whispers of the countryside and truly get to know the company alongside you with every single step. However, with the challenge of taking this wilderness on via hiking shoes, it's important to be prepared.
Well, first and foremost, lots of water. That's super important. You gotta stay hydrated. You gotta make sure that you have enough water. You'll burn it off quicker than you think. Bring double what you think you need. I like to bring lots and lots of sunblock. I'm a ginger. Me and the sun, we don't always get along. I love him, but he doesn't love me so much. So sunblock is really important, reapplying that throughout the day. Hat, long sleeve shirt. Obviously, I'm a bad example of that right now, but definitely helps a ton.
San Juan County is full of outdoor recreational opportunities. There are several ATV and UTV trails that can take you across the desert. The San Juan River provides a great way to see the canyons and maybe some wildlife along the route. And there are plenty of hotels and accommodations in places like Blanding or Bluff for your extended stay. But if you visit this southeastern corner of Utah and don't try at least one hike, you're doing your vacation a great disservice.
There's a lot of different great places that you can go, and it's really fun.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks again to Four Corners Adventures for this incredible hike. For At Your Leisure, I'm Zack Cipriano.
Run faster, pull harder, and leave everyone else behind with an impressive 154 horsepower combined with 113 foot-pounds of tire-spinning torque. The Maverick X3 absolutely rockets off the line, going from 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. All thanks to a turbocharged, intercooled Rotax ACE engine. So get ready to wait for everyone else to catch up.
At your leisure, the West's #1 outdoor adventure show and Stedman's Recreation for the last big motorcycle ride of the season. It's the 8th annual Red, White, and Road. Join us for the trek along Highway 12 in central Utah, September 15th and 16th. Twist the throttle for one of the most amazing rides anywhere in the country. Register at AYLTV.com for $50 and get lunch, a gourmet Dutch oven dinner, event t-shirt, and a chance to win huge prizes. The 8th annual Red, White, and Road, September 15th and 16th in Torrey, Utah. Sign up now at AYLTV.com.
Summertime. And now it's even better because summer is free at Ray City RV. That's right. Purchase a trailer or motorhome from Ray City, pay nothing till October. Over $10,000 off. Time to buy is now. Summer's free at Ray City RV.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Reagan Ledbetter, and I'm here with the cool At Your Leisure Hillside Tire and Service vehicle right now, and we're trying to talk about what we're doing with towing and if our vehicle is safe. Tom is the expert, and he's here to tell us how to do this. Hi,
Absolutely.
Tom.
How are you?
How do we make sure that our vehicle is safe?
Just drive it.
Good idea. How do I know how much it can tow?
Well, basically on your hitch and stuff like that, it should have weight restrictions on how much that hitch is going to hold in a sense, as well as how much tow capacity that vehicle has. It'll be in your owner's manual. Sometimes it'll say on the door placard, if you open up the driver's side door, it'll be right on that panel right there.
And here it is, right here, the little yellow and red sticker. It has all the information: tire pressure, front, rear, spare, and then how much you should tow. Could this Jeep handle this big rig with the two four-wheeler things on it and a razor? It can?
Sure, you bet.
And what is this little guy that you're holding?
So this is basically, we'll call it like a miniature radiator. It's a transmission cooler. This is designed, its sole purpose is just to keep your transmission fluid cooler. The summertime being hotter, the temperature on the road, going up passes, going up hills, you're gonna generate more heat. Heat destroys a lot of things. So what this does, you basically install this in front of the radiator. Gives you added security of keeping that fluid even cooler.
So it makes your transmission kind of superhuman with it.
Pretty
awesome.
close, unless you hit something, and then you're on your own anyways. But yeah, as far as fluid-wise, absolutely superhuman.
What are some other things I can do to upgrade my vehicle so I can tow properly?
One is the hitch, obviously depending on what size hitch, which you guys have a good one on there anyways.
If I'm pulling something, are there a couple of signs that maybe should tell me this is not a good idea and I should pull over?
Just keep an eye on your temperature gauge on the dash. That'll tell you, because if your transmission's having an issue, your engine's probably going to have issues. So you're going to know, or you can smell it as well. So
come in and talk to Tom.
Absolutely.
He's a great conversationalist as well as an expert on towing and things that you should do with your transmission.
Perfect.
And what's this thing called again?
This is a transmission cooler.
Transmission cooler. I've learned something today. Thank you, Tom.
You're very welcome.
More At Your Leisure still ahead.
If you believe life starts where the blacktop ends, if the power of an engine makes your heart race, don't settle for anything less than Polaris RZR, the ultimate off-road vehicle. With unequaled power, unrivaled suspension, and unmatched agility, all perfectly combined to help you chase down what matters most. Polaris RZR, we fuel your freedom.
There's a little place on a Utah map where I was raised, where my heart's at, where the sagebrush grows wild and high, and the stars come out at night. Oh, there ain't nothing like being raised in the basin with a Ute reservation, skiing starvation, that Duchesne County life.
Join At Your Leisure, the West's #1 outdoor adventure show and Stedman's Recreation for the last big motorcycle ride of the season. It's the 8th annual Red, White, and Road. Join us for the trek along Highway 12 in central Utah, September 15th and 16th. Twist the throttle for one of the most amazing rides anywhere in the country. Register at AYLTV.com for $50 and get lunch, a gourmet Dutch oven dinner, event t-shirt, and a chance to win huge prizes. the 8th annual Red, White, and Road, September 15th and 16th in Torrey, Utah. Sign up now at AYLTV.com.
It's August, and the locals would be very disappointed in this water flow, but for the rest of us, this looked like a great place. Hi, welcome back to At Your Leisure at Milky Falls as part of the Manti ATV Jamboree.
Fabulous. And the access to come up here was so easy off the ATVs. We just walked up a couple yards and here we were. This is so gorgeous. And they call it Milky Falls because in the spring, the water's kind of milky when it comes out. Because of the runoff, yeah.
Now, of course, when you're this high in the mountains, there's not a lot of red or brown silt. It's just snow.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's carrying some snow sediment, which is why it's white.
Exactly.
Okay, it's
gorgeous.
as good a story as I can make up. Well, access is really important all the way across these mountains, and we're going to find out about this trail system. And we're also going to find out why that access is so important to some families.
Today we rode up Manti Canyon and we broke off and then rode on to Trail 31 up to the Burnt Hill, across Trail 32, back to the main road, and then we just stopped here at the Milky Falls so everybody could enjoy the falls. The falls are just off the main road, so you can reach it even in your car or your SUV, and you just come on and little hike up to them, but it's worth seeing for sure. From the Airpine Trail system during the late summer, you can reach all of the communities in the Sanpete Valley from the Skyline Drive. 7 communities down there that have restaurants and gas stations to refill for the afternoon or spend the night, and then get back up the next day and ride the trail.
Oh, it's been awesome. It's been fun. It's been a good trail. It's nice and cool up here. It's beautiful country.
So I'm Chance Ross. This is my machine behind me. We go riding.
He loves it. He loves the attention and just doing different things and just going out. He's always happy. Ever since he was a baby, I've taken him out in the mountains. And so this is actually, we just got this year. It's been a dream to get us side by side where we could get him further up the mountains and take him more places.
I just think it's awesome. Everybody has really been friendly and really kind and just going out of their way, and it's just awesome up here. I really like it.
The last 10 years, people have started to change the way they see special needs. Special Olympics are getting a lot bigger now. Schools, they're more interacting the kids with the normal kids now, where like when I went to school, it was pretty separate. And so the world's changing that way too. So, and just technology and everything else. I mean, the things I have in here, he has seizures where he'll stop breathing. So I have oxygen, I have everything I can breathe for him if I have to. Try to think outside the box and just put your mind to it that you're gonna get him out there and start talking to people, asking. There's a lot of people out there that'll help you. And you meet new people that are just awesome.
Yeah, it's that Ross family, amazing. It's so awesome. They get out here, they enjoy the great outdoors. There's no limitations. It's just get in one of those little 4-seaters and make it happen.
Well, without the technology of the day, families like the Rosses would not be able to come out and enjoy all of the scenery that you have out here.
Yeah.
And of course, part of that is access. And if we don't all fight to protect access, then families like theirs won't be able to enjoy this, because there are those who would have this only for people who can walk in on foot, being able to see all this stuff. We have to protect our access as much as the treasures that are out here.
Indeed we do.
Yep.
And we want to thank Greg too, our trail guide. He and his dad started this trail, this whole jamboree like 10, 15 years ago, and we're still going strong, and it is a beautiful, beautiful place out here. And we also, as long as we're throwing out kudos, we got to thank Rocky Mountain ATV MC for all these great trailheads. These guys rock, and they are just part of this whole program.
So what does Rocky Mountain have on the agenda for us today? What does it take to put on a rodeo? What kind of creativity do you have to tap? Well, we're going to go down to Juab County to the UTE Stampede to find out what creativity they brought into their planning process.
I don't think it's any one individual that makes this happen. It's a team effort, and I think we approach that throughout the year.
Rodeo isn't usually referred to as a team sport, since you have to hold on to that bucking bronco all on your own. But when it comes to everything that goes into creating one of the biggest events in the West, you're only as good as your teammates. The UTE Stampede Rodeo, held every year in Nephi, Utah, is one of the purest examples of that fact. Putting on this show requires more man-hours and creativity than most of us realize.
Basically, it is an effort that takes not only sitting around a table and throwing around ideas, but also traveling out looking at the different options that there are in the rodeo world and evaluating them and how they can fit specifically into our show.
There's so many aspects to it, it's hard to drill down on one specific. Working with the county facility members to make this happen, for the grounds, to the bleachers, the sponsors.
Any event of this size is going to have a lot of moving parts, but the UTE Stampede Rodeo takes everything one step further. After all, how many shows coordinate animals, acrobats, clowns, stuntmen, beauty queens, and vendors? If you're thinking a circus, you're not far off. And every good circus has a ringmaster. For the UTE Stampede, that's Chris Memmott.
So as the chairman, it falls on me to make communication with the different acts. We pride ourselves in being the most family fun and entertaining rodeo that we can possibly be. What that means is you have to first identify the folks that are the best in the business. You have to communicate with them and possibly even meet with them at another rodeo, maybe even take in their act and then talk with them about their availability, obviously, and different things like that.
We also have people who are repeat customers, sometimes for 75 years or more. And so we want to take care of them. We want to make sure that they get the tickets that they've been waiting for all year long. They can even bring up to 100 family members with them. It's about entertainment, and the kids love it.
And that's the kind of impact events like the UTE Stampede Rodeo can have on rural communities. The rodeo isn't just about Nephi pride or the thrill of an 8-second ride. There are real impacts here that go far beyond the fairground entrance.
So I was just speaking with a business owner a couple days ago, and she told me that for the week of the rodeo, she has triple the business in her shop that she has any other week of the year. So for Nephi, it definitely increases the volume of people coming through town. It increases the business that the local owners are doing.
Rodeo will always be more about the escapades in the arena than the work behind the scenes. But without the latter, you'd never be able to enjoy the former. Entire towns are uplifted and sustained by these events, making the effort to create them all the more important.
In all honesty, the spirit of this show is like no other. When you have a committee like we have, when you have a community like we have, you cannot put a price on the feeling that you have when you can entertain a body of people as well as this committee does.
Everybody comes together during this week, helps everybody out, gets to work side by side, shoulder to shoulder, with people that they may not spend a lot of time with the rest of the year. So it really is a whole community event.
From the UTE Stampede Rodeo, I'm Joe Davis.
Summertime. And now it's even better because summer is free at Race City RV. That's right. Purchase a trailer or motorhome from Race City, pay nothing till October. Over $10,000 off. Time to buy is now. Summer's free at Race City RV.
If you get up early to get more done, if you believe hard work makes you stronger, don't settle for anything less than the hardest working, smoothest riding side-by-side ever built. Polaris Rangers help you haul more, pull more, dump more, and make more of your free time when the work is done. Polaris Ranger, like you, we're driven to do more.
Look south to adventure. Look south to beauty. Look south to San Juan County. Out here, the road goes on forever, and what you'll find will change how you see the world. Climb on your OHV and discover forgotten landscapes and vistas that challenge the imagination. From Blanding and Monticello to the cliff faces of Monument Valley, we're open and ready for you to explore. San Juan County, Utah's Canyon Country.
It's inches off the ground. It's open air freedom. It's remarkably powerful. It's totally unique. It starts at $21,199. It's Slingshot, pure driving fun.
Well, look, we're not lost. Welcome back to At Your Leisure, out on the Arapeen Trail at the Manti Mountain ATV Jamboree.
Yeah, these trails are so well marked, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, anywhere you turn. We know this is 31. We know we're on 45 just because the sign's right here.
And you got that trusty map. You're
and
not
all you
gonna
have
get
to do
lost.
is get your tourism map that's put together by the county,
yeah.
by San Pete County, of this entire trail system. It has difficulty ratings on the trails. It has all of the things on it. As you can see, this one's fairly well worn out. But it is a great, great resource. And, you know, while the trails are well marked, the rest of the landscape shouldn't be. And so we found a lot of naughty, bad bunnies out here today who have been leaving beer cans and soda cans and Rockstar cans and water bottles and things that just make it look not pristine. You know it's wrong, so don't do it.
Yeah, well said, Chad. All right, now we're going to go to our calendar of events. We got a big one coming up, August 31st through the 4th in St. Anthony, Idaho with 80 Triple S. And guess what we're going to be doing?
We're invading something.
Yes, with our ATV Invasion. And we're going to be camping.
So dress like an alien and bring your ATV or your UTV up to the sand dunes in St. Anthony. It will be a lot of fun. We will be there.
That's right, and those guys are awesome. You got to check them out.
That's true. Now, coming up a couple of weeks after that, where we will also be, Ria and I, with our chaps on, is the annual Red, White, and Road from Stedman's Recreation. We all meet in Torrey, Utah, ride Highway 12. It's the 15th and the 16th of September. Hey, it's only $50. You get a shirt, you get a dinner, you get a lunch, and a really upscale dinner, I might add. And you get to ride with a bunch of fun people on the prettiest road in the world.
No kidding. All right, now we're going to go to our sticker winner, and this one is really special to me because I met this young man, Mason, and you are the winner. You and your daddy-o are the winner of a Camp Chef stove. Look at that AYL sticker.
We are glad that you were chosen the winner, Mason.
You bet we are. Okay, let's take a look at next week's show.
Believe it or not, folks, next week is the finale of our 15th season here on AYL. But we're sure going out with a bang, or a splash in this case. The whole gang will be enjoying the last vestiges of summer at Willard Bay. Then Zack Cipriano will show you a place where you can ATV in the morning and then surf in the afternoon. And finally, Reese Stein takes us on a wild goose chase.
Wow, next week we're wrapping up another season. We're into season 16. 16 years of not working for a living. It's just not fair.
Sweet 16, it's awesome. Way to go, Chad, and everybody else on the crew.
Well, you know, you don't have to have a jamboree like this one to go explore. Now, if you want to learn about the trails with a crowd, make a note on your calendar that the end of August next year is the time to sign up to go to the Manti Mountain ATV Jamboree.
Yeah.
But you can come down here and explore any time of the year and just explore to your heart's content.
Right, you know, we need to come down here more often because the trails out here are beautiful, not to mention the scenery.
Yeah,
I mean, this is just a beautiful little town.
Well, you can tell the mountains are in a spiritual setting all by themselves.
It's so true.
Okay, well, remember, there is adventure around every bend.
You just got to get out there and create your own adventure.
At your leisure. Come on, Ria, let's go to dinner. Part of oh crap.
The Chad blooper.
Woo! Woo! And create your own adventure.
At your leisure.
At your leisure. Oh.
That was really good right up until the end.